Not gonna lie, it's actually kind of nice out. The name's Alan Arias. I was born in the Dominican Republic on January 11th, 2005. And hello, this is my story world. When I was living in the Dominican Republic, I was the baby of the family. Everybody in the neighborhood came around and took care of me, like anybody who had helping hands or anybody who just wanted to play, they came over to me. So when I moved to America, then I lost all of that. All I had was my mom and my brother, and that's where my brother comes in. He was like my best friend, like my first best friend, and a lot of the influences that I get are from him, like what I like, what's my taste, because he's been there for me, like, for a long time. Like I said before, a lot of my interests come from my brother. Like, for example, I'm really into sci-fi. We used to partake in sci-fi related things, and it just really stuck on me. Another thing that he influenced is just gaming in general. I'm a gamer. I like playing games, as you can see in the picture. I play a lot of games, and I'm just like those people who are addicted to games. But of course, this was before I moved to Brooklyn, because I remember I was able to make a lot of friends without having to, tell my interest. I was that kind of person. When I did end up moving to Brooklyn, a lot of things started to change. The primary reason why I moved to Brooklyn in the first place is because our living conditions in Manhattan weren't as great. I was living in Manhattan, by the way. Yeah, they weren't as great. So I had to find a new place to live, which was Brooklyn. And a lot of things started to change, including my personality. My personality is introverted. I'm the kind of guy who would rather stay inside than go outside. I was that kind of guy when I moved to Brooklyn, and I'm still that kind of guy now. I'm really kind of more interested in what I like, games, sci-fi and stuff. I'm really more interested in that than, trying to find so many people to make friends with. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm kind of quiet when talking to new people, or people who are older than me, or specific people in general. But I'm pretty social when I'm with my friends, so that's really the only thing that counts. This is a random fact, but I used to switch schools a lot. It was a trend that I carried over from Manhattan to Brooklyn. Yeah, in Manhattan, I changed schools every year. I don't really remember the reason why. I just did. Then when I moved to Brooklyn, that wasn't really the case anymore. There was this one school I stayed, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and then there was the school that I am now, which is MS 113. A thing about my family is they're all really smart, and so like my mom is always pushing me to do my best in school and get good grades and everything, so I can become really smart in the future, just like most of my family. They're like a smart family. So I guess that might have been one reason why she just didn't really find anything that suited me, I guess. Or it could have been my choice, but I don't really remember that. So I'm actually going to school while doing this, so I'm surprised you don't hear that much background noise. Anyway, since I'm almost there, I might as well tell you, since I've been talking about New York this entire time, I might as well tell you what it's like to live in DR, or at least from my perspective. I used to live in this little crevice of a neighborhood. Um, it was like, you know how there's some ravines, like you're just walking around and you see a hole in the ground? That's basically what my neighborhood was. You were driving on a road, and then there was this left turn, and then there was this bunch of houses with a big red one. Yeah, that was my neighborhood, and the big red house was my house, and that's the house that everybody used to go to take care of me. You know, it was a usual hangout spot. You know, they didn't have to be taking care of me per se. They could have done anything they wanted in that house, you know, since it was so big. Ironically, all the rooms were small. There was this giant plaza area where we used to have parties and such, but that's not the point. The point was, you know, my house was basically the biggest, and it was also the most frequently visited, because all the other houses were really small compared to mine. So I guess it would make sense that everybody would go to the big red one naturally. Also, there was this one kid that I always used to play soccer with. Yeah, I can't forget about him. Besides all my family, he wasn't part of my family. He was a part of the neighborhood. Yeah, he was like my best friend in DR, and my brother was my best friend out of DR. So this kid, yeah, we always used to play everything together, and we would never be in the house for some reason. We would always be outside the house, like on that little platform area near the house, or you know, in the street. And we would always be playing soccer for whatever reason. I don't know why. We would just be playing soccer. But yeah, that's basically what it was like living in DR. I mean, I was 2 when I moved out here, so I mean, like, yeah, I learned soccer when I was 2, but whatever, right? So yeah, that's basically my story world, I guess. I mean, I'm at the school, there's not really much else I could do. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.